Like, alive. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the legendary Orlando Jones.
What's happening? What's going on here? We at BlurCon, hanging out by the booth. DJ got a fire over here. What's the problem with you?
I'm chilling.
I'm chilling.
I'm icy.
Oh, okay. I'm drippy.
I'm Arctic.
He's Arctic right now. We the Arctic drip.
Look at the drip right there. There you go.
Hey.
Tell me a little bit about you, about what you've been going through right now. What's new on the project schemes?
Listen, man, I'm gonna leave BlurCon and I'm heading down to North Carolina to shoot a movie called Appendage. Great piece from Anna Zlotnick. She's at the Sundance Film Festival right now with her short film, and the movie got greenlit based on her short film at Sundance. Heading up to New York to do The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. So I'll be up there bringing a little splashiness to that show. I think it's in season 5 right now, playing a stand-up comedian. And while at the same time, I'll be performing at Gotham Comedy Club in New York, Port City Comedy Jam, June 24th and August 24th. So if you want to roll through and see us do that live, I'll be in the building over there. And, I think I'm heading back out west to shoot another movie. Winning Time on HBO, playing Elgin Baylor, I believe, for that series, and writing a few new projects and keeping it sexy. That's what I do.
Of course. How many people do you know? How much of an influence you put on a whole generation of adults?
Wow, you know what? It's crazy because there's so many of my fans don't even know about my comedy days. They only know about my dramatic work, right?
Oh, yeah.
From 2010 forward.
Even just that comedy style, I see a lot of it. And guys who do stand up, who do improv, and it was kind of like an original style that you had. You could go from like the dry to the comedic to like the slapstick, and it was like so seamless. So how did you get that?
It really was because I'm just a super crazy fan, and those are all the different styles of comedy that I liked. And, I really enjoyed those. They made me laugh in different ways. So I wanted to be able to make all of them a part of something I did because I just felt that other fans would appreciate the little homages that could happen but felt like they were a part of the scene. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that was always kind of the way I approached it. Like, I'm a fan. These are the things I like. These are the things that make me laugh. How do I become those things?
Okay. So a lot of people don't know that you're a gamer.
Oh, man.
That you're like a full-time blurred black nerd for those who don't know. So what type of games do you play?
Man, I pulled up since I have kids. Mostly now I'm just on Roblox in various rooms, lighting somebody up in big paintball. But I might be in Brookhaven, you know what I mean? Pet Simulator. I'm running around in those kind of games now, playing with my daughters mostly.
Oh.
Back in the day, I was about that Halo life heavy. I'm actually the sergeant on the field in Halo 2. That's my voice running around screaming commands at everybody.
Okay.
So during that time, it was all about online gaming. It was all Call of Duty. First person is what I love. So, and then for a minute, it was Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon War Within the Cartel, because my company made the launch movie for that project. It's on Amazon.
Okay.
You check it on Amazon Prime. We did that film. And then I got lost in that game. So, yeah, man, I've always loved it. It's always been like an escape, back from the early days of, writing basic and MS-DOS code, right when they gave computers to kids and stuff. So I was always that nerd,
Because, a lot of times people don't understand this, that you got to actually be into it to understand it. And like to get those roles, you got to put your work into it.
You do, particularly if I'm looking at it from my point of view, you know what I mean? Like, I really think about it, right? I assume that everybody gonna be as nerdy as my ass is, right? So, so I really try and make sure that I'm pulling at the threads of the essence of the character, or the essence of what's going on. And for me, that doesn't mean my story. I really enjoy collaborating with people. So for me, I'm trying to bring your story to life. I'm not trying to bring my story to life. It's about your story. Yeah. Sometimes it's about my story, but in many cases, it's about somebody else's. So I'm not trying to take their story from them or disrespect it. I'm trying to enhance it.
Do you think it's like do you think you get a lot of leeway to give your interpretation of a story or a character or
Yeah, I don't need words often. You know, I just need them the intention. I think it's just the process now is in such a way that there's not an opportunity often to talk to the storyteller.
yeah,
So you find yourself kind of in the dark because tone is not something you can pick up on the written word. You know what I mean? So you really don't often have an opportunity to discuss tone, and I
and
think that's a difficult part of the process today. I think
think
for
that
everyone.
I think that's what's like one of your strengths is that you're such a great improver that it's like somebody give you a script, hey, do what you do.
Right. But, I also like, if you wrote it, I honor the word. I like to be down to the comma if that's what you would like. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It really depends on, some people are like, hey, I want you to play with it. Some people are like, no, I want this. Right.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter to me which one you want. I come into the process in the way that you want me to engage in the process. That's how I learned to become a creative. So I really like to adapt to the creative I'm working with. So a lot of times I'm really more blank than people realize.
yeah,
And they kind of sometimes want me to put an imprint on it. I'm like, I need to know what story it's important to you. I
yeah.
mean, I look at something like Forrest Gump and I go, that's a comedy, in some ways a broad comedy, but that's not the way it's played.
Hmm. It's actually played pretty straight.
Very straight for, Elvis teaching you how to dance and running the braces off your legs. I
Yeah,
mean, but, Zemeckis, even in used cars back in the day, had this tone to his storytelling. I
yeah.
feel like that's a huge part of it.
And what about your time here at BlurCon? How do you feel? How do you love it?
Look,
How's the love coming?
anytime, it's been extraordinary, man. Anytime I get to interact, the DC area of the United States has a unique group of people, of Black intellectuals, people who have really appreciation for the arts and are aficionados of various aspects of the arts. So, as one of those nerdy kids, it feels like home to me, right?
Yeah,
'Cause I meet a lot of cats who, if we don't know all the same thing, we find ourselves on the same themes
yeah,
in different projects. So you don't even have to know the project,
yeah,
but you still connect to that certain theme that has always resonated in you as one of those kids that didn't necessarily fit into that white nerd category.
yeah. And I think it's unique because the last year was the first year I came here, and it's like black people got to put a little spice on it, a little season on it,
Always.
and it's like even I come Thursdays because that's the communal part. Like you're sitting around smoking cigars,
Right.
making some cognac, and it's just so communal. And
Ain't nobody putting tuna fish in the macaroni and cheese. We all know the tuna fish don't belong in no damn that turns mac and cheese into cat food. We all know that.
and
So
I mean, it's funny because this is like a haven because for so long that's the first time I got video bombed.
you killed it too.
Killed it. This is like it's kind of funny because you know how traditionally black men have been placed in a box. And what's your take on it when you come to places like this and you see everybody who's multifaceted?
Oh, it just looks like real life. I'm from Mobile, Alabama, so I don't know what any of these boxes mean. I know that there's a perception that we are the hunted, and so it's okay to gun us down the street and justify whatever your heinous act was with well, I mean, he's a black dude. I mean, what do you
Yeah,
expect me?
yeah,
I mean, he's dangerous. He's obviously dangerous. He could have
yeah,
killed me. He could have killed me. Could have killed me, right?
yeah.
So I feel like with that sort of feeling is often tossed about as a reasoning for doing whatever you're doing. I think it's fair to say we're the hunted. So as such, I think I have a pretty diverse point of view about what it is, and I'm often trying to build bridges and not create altercation. Though
Yeah,
the assumption is that I'm looking for the altercation when in fact I'm not. Right?
yeah,
So I feel like that ideology is just the way that we're thinking, and many of us don't give a fuck, and that
yeah,
would be me. I really don't care one way or another, but I'm also not trying to spend my life spreading, bad energy, hatred, what
yeah,
have you. It's not my thing, right? It's not how I want to live my life as an artist. So
yeah.
I say that to say, we try and point our nose forward and move because of who we are, not because of who somebody else is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I did a live stream a couple of days ago, speaking from my professional experience being a soldier and also being a former police officer. And I said, I just don't understand that you're going to say a guy running from you, unarmed, deserves 90 rounds being thrown at him and 60 hitting, but you got a guy in the 4th of July on a rooftop in a sniper position and he's alive. Something doesn't equate there. And I'm not trying to be on no hate, but I'm just like, wait a minute. Something was a clear and imminent threat compared to a person trying to escape.
Really, you're in battle with a perception, and it's hard to battle a perception.
Very true. And
man, you know I got to go to the bathroom right now because my bladder is sending messages on my Facebook page right now. I know I might have to leave. Or I'm gonna humiliate myself on your live stream.
Oh no, good to go. You're good to go, man. Thanks a lot.
Pleasure talking to you.
Pleasure to you, man.
Mad love.
Woo!
Hey.
Thanks for it. Thanks for it. Woo! Don't worry, there's more interviews to come. Peace.